Hi guys, my name is Mrs. Salcetta and I teach garden class. Garden class is 4B, period 4B. Um, so for our garden class, I want to talk to you a little bit about our setup, the grading process, and some resources that you and your child can access. So starting off, I am also the 6th grade science teacher. I've been at Harris Middle School for 3 years, and this is my second year at the school garden class. So, firstly, accessing your students' Google Classroom and the setup of our classroom. When you get to 4B garden class, you'll see that we have a stream which will have our Zoom information, our new bell schedule, but most importantly, we have our classwork tab where your child will find all of their assignments. So I'll use our topics to tell you what week we are in, and I'll have that organized by week and date. So right now we're on week 3. We're learning about seedless versus seed plants. I want you to notice that the live Zoom for today is dated 9:03 live Zoom. All the materials that your student will need during this live lesson are already attached to this assignment. The expectation is that the students complete all of their work within that live Zoom period. I give them independent work time to complete their assignment, and as they're independently working, I go through their document and make sure that they're on task, and I give reminders of time left and reminders to stay on task if needed. The expectation is that they turn in these assignments before they leave the Zoom. Your child should not have any homework or asynchronous work to do from garden class because they are expected to complete it all with me during the live Zoom. But if your child is completing work asynchronously or misses the live Zoom, then after class, I record myself going over the instructions and explaining the assignment and the topic of the day. So you'll notice that last live lesson was September 1st, seedless plants, and I wrote that it has been recorded. And I added a recording of myself going over the instructions and how to complete it, so our asynchronous learners can go and finish that on their own time. I also want you to notice that there's 2 dates here on Live Zoom 9:03. Since the live Zoom is happening on September 3rd, I have it dated 9:03. But the due date is not till September 8th because I want to give some students and my asynchronous learners extra time to complete their assignments before I count it as missing. So although we are completing the live Zoom on 9:03, I'm giving them over the weekend to complete the assignments in case they missed the live Zoom, just in case we were confused about the dating. Now, the garden class, I had sent home some cuttings for the students so that they can start to see something growing at their home. If you already have your own garden, then I recommend that your child helps you on that garden as much as possible. Sadly, even when we do come back to in-person school, we are still going to be doing virtual learning, so it won't leave much time for real interactions in the garden because we will be in that classroom setting still doing the online virtual learning. But I am going to try to go through specific things this year, such as the different types of soil for different types of plants, some different gardening methods, um, things like pollination, cross-pollination, sexual, asexual reproduction, seed dispersal, and some different gardening techniques such as mulching, and the different types of gardens such as square foot gardening versus row gardening, raised garden beds, those kind of things. So one thing that I also want to show you before I go is that you do not see your students' grades here on the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom is just for them to find their assignments. If you want to access your student grades, you have to go to any ISD website and you can click on the Family Access for Skyward. This is also where your student can get to their Launchpad. And once they're on their Launchpad, they have a lot of different resources available to them. Most importantly, in their Google folder, they have their Gmail, so they can email their teachers. They have their Google Classroom and their Google Drive, which saves all their Google documents. And then, of course, most importantly, they have Skyward, so they can check their grade and schedule on a regular basis. So if you have any more questions, you can make an appointment and we can Zoom together, or you can just feel free to email me. Thank you.